Hell hath no fury like its favorite hound, the 7-foot Skellys Dog. Measuring 7 feet in length, this petrifying pooch is starving right down to the bone. In fact, it's nothing but bones. From the teeth of its posable jaw to the tip of its positionable tail, go to greet this massive mutt, and its realistic life eyes start to blink, changing color and shape, swirling, spinning, burning, bulging, and exploding inside its sizable skull. Always man's best friend, Dog is the dedicated companion to Skelly, our skyscraping signature scare. The two make a perfect pair, indoors and out, but think twice before you invite them in for a cider and snack. These gargantuan guests won't throw you any bones. They'll take yours. The 7-foot Skellys Dog. Only at the Home Depot. What evil stirs in coffins, crypts, and the dark places where sunlight dare not creep?
Nosferatu.
Enter the lair of the 7-foot animated Victorian Vampire. Arisen after more than 100 years in repose, the silver screen's most famous fanged fright has returned. With an appetite. His long, hungry teeth show the yellow of age, and his skin wrinkled and ravaged by countless nights, without so much as a bite or a drop to eat. And his hands are ready to claw for more crower and clots. Under bushy gray brows, his ancient eyes glow a brilliant gold, searching, yearning to taste the essence of youth incarnate.
Life shall fade into pallid shade as I sup upon your blood.
Welcome to your last meal, but you won't be the one eating. The 7-foot animated Victorian Vampire. Only at the Home Depot.
Now you come over here. I'm sure you taste much better when you're afraid. I'll be more than happy to help you find your way.
The pestilence is here.
Come in. The doctor will see you now. Towering above even the healthiest specimens, the 7-foot animated LED plague doctor casts a shadow on all who cross its path. Its big beacon of blight and foul-boned staff fill a midnight dreary with bright LED light, and his distressed cinder goggles change colors, while the death-proof bird mask and tall, stiff collar illuminate the long black beak and wide-brimmed hat that are its signature. His strong gloves and big boots are blacker than the Great Death, while his brown satchel is a catch-all for powerful potions. Draw its omnipresent eye, and this frightening physician comes to life, promising more than just medicine.
There is evil here. I will rid you of it.
But perhaps the good doctor isn't all that good after all.
This lavender in my mask is barely covering your stench.
Bring me the leeches!
The 7-foot animated LED plague doctor. Only at the Home Depot.
Step right up.
You! Yes, you! What are you waiting for? The circus is in town, and the enormous 8.5-foot animated Carnival Carl invites you to try your luck. With his huge hammer in hand, this startling sideshow appears more trick than treat. But he's just clowning around. Or is he? Trigger his motion sensor, and you'll find out as he swings his hammer up and down, his painted jaw opening to speak.
You look strong. Why don't you come take a shot? If you lose, I'll just put you in place of the bell.
Powerful polka dots line his suit, while oversized hands and shoes fill out this killer clown. Red and white face paint cover his evil eyes and mouth. His head is finished by bold strands of red hair and a huge hat. See? It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Which one of you will become my next foe?
Ha! The 8.5-foot animated car.
Mortals, bear witness.
This Halloween, he will reap what he sows. Hovering high above the ground, the 12-foot animated levitating reaper surveys his earthly hunting ground, seeking fresh souls and bringing death from above.
You are merely ants in my game of death and destruction.
Enormous hands clutch an even bigger scythe and staff, while tattered black robes conceal this grim ghoul. Against the dark of night, this floating phantom emanates an array of colors. Let them cycle with time, or select your scare with the hue most horrifying. Catch his ageless, lifeless eye, and the 12-foot animated hovering reaper will tell you your fate. His head and jaw coming to life with realistic motion as he speaks.
You may attempt to flee, but the darkness shall swallow you whole.
This fright night, it's not the chill autumn air that cuts deepest. The 12-foot animated levitating reaper, only at the Home Depot.
A living being! I've created life!
It's alive! But will you be so lucky? Better keep your distance from the 7-foot animated Frankenstein's monster. This not-so-gentle giant has broken out of the doctor's lab, and he's hell-bent on terrorizing the town one stiff step at a time.
Look out! Tie him up, quickly!
Under the glow of the moon, his frightening face radiates with blue LED light. Catch his blinking, motion-activated eyes, and the chase is on! His arms moving up and down, reaching for the nearest bone to break. From big bolts to even bigger boots, this living legend looms larger than life in a navy blue suit. It's a sight to behold, one that puts the mad back into mad science. And if he gets a grip on you, it may just be your last. The 7-foot animated Frankenstein's monster. Only at the Home Depot.
Go ahead and shoot. I'll be back. I always come back.
Some scares stay with you for years. Everything else is just child's play. As they say, you just can't keep a good guy down. Friends, meet Chucky.
I have had it. That's it. There is a limit to how much I can take.
Standing 3.5 feet tall, this freckled relic of the 1980s is everyone's best friend and worst enemy. He may look innocent enough in his striped shirt and overalls, but play at your own risk. The 3.5-foot animated Chucky is motion sensor activated. His head and body start to move, and watch this blue-eyed brat come to life. Just like in the movies, watch in horror as the dead-eyed doll wakes and begins to move, blink, and speak.
As a doll, I'm infamous. I'm one of the most notorious slashers in history, and I don't want to give that up.
But the 3.5-foot animated Chucky doll isn't toying around.
I am Chucky, the killer doll, and I dig it.
This Halloween, there's a new kid on the block. And he's only at the Home Depot.
Don't look now. The original towering terror, the 12-foot Skelly, is back. And this time with a head-turning twist, literally. The 12-foot Servo Skeleton brings realistic motion to this colossal classic. Servo motors move the head from side to side in search of fresh frights, while its life eyes blink, squint, and scan as they change color, shape, and pattern. Choose from 8 different optical options, or use the included remote to select your scare. This outdoor-rated mega monster brings all the bone-chilling sculptural detail of the original to life again, with tethered stakes and a sturdy metal base to keep it standing tall in all weather. But once it's up, you'd better hope it likes what it sees. If it's got a bone to pick, it might just be one of yours. The new 12-foot Servo Skeleton. Only at the Home Depot.
A couple years ago, we introduced the world to our favorite bartender, Dean the Deathologist. And this year, we want to introduce you to one of his regulars. This is Jack of Spades. Jack was definitely influenced by a classic mobster vibe. We gave this skeleton a golden color to make him stand out from the other guests at Dean's bar. Make sure you study him closely for all the unique details incorporated into him. He has a lit cigar and a glass of bourbon that he raises to his mouth, a skull ring, and even an unlucky dead man's hand. What is really unique and innovative about this piece is customers can choose to have Jack standing, or they can use the included base to have him seated at a bar or their very own poker table. A favorite of mine with a value under $100 is our Soul Slash. This piece is the perfect partner for our Sitter of the Souls from last year's Deadwater collection. The Soul Slasher is an imposing 6.5 feet high. I love his arm movement and how he calls out his next victim. His haunting voice is a perfect fit to his frightening look.
What do we have here?
What is alive that should not be? Venture deep in the woods and you shall see the 9-foot Murderous Maple. Draped in moss and brown autumn leaves, this king of the forest is every inch evil. Covered in realistic detail from its rotten roots up to its craggy, crooked crown. 2 eager arms branch upward, framing a most fearsome visage sunken in its thick trunk, pulsing brightly with color-changing LED light. Let these sinister shades cycle endlessly, or choose the color most chilly. The decision is yours. But if you think you can control this wild wood, think again. The wind is not the only thing that moves this monster. The 9-foot Murderous Maple. Only at the Home Depot.
Enter at your own risk. Even when the moon is full, terrible things lurk in the darkness. The 5.5-foot animated Fear Valley wolf is on the prowl, and all are prey. It's easy to see this hungry hunter starving to the very bone. Ribs showing through the torn tissue of its bony chest. He's covered in mangy, thick black fur, except where the scars of fights and foes in his legs and face shine through. 2 motion LED eyes glow brightly in the darkness, scanning the street for a bite. When it's finally found you, the craving takes over. Its fanged, fearsome mouth and animated ears and tail twitch with excitement as it calls out into the night. My, what big teeth you have. All the better to eat you with, my dear. The 5.5-foot Fear Valley wolf. Only at the Home Depot.
Ah, it's the perfect night for some devious pranks.
Indeed! You do well to steer clear of the 7.5-foot animated Trickster trio. These terrifying triplets have one thing in mind, and it isn't minding their own business. Their LED eyes glow a bright yellow, green, and red. The top terror is covered in sinister stripes, while the middle menace wears a punchy purple and gold, and the anchor antic is adorned in black and red. Be sure to watch your head as they goad you closer, swinging their heavy hammer, jaws open and closing with realistic motion.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Hush! Enough jokes!
Philip. Philip who? Fill up my bag with candy.
Display each fearsome fool separately for a carnival of coverage, or stack them up high, one on top of the other, for maximum madness. However you handle this handful, you'd better give them what they want, or they'll make sure your fright night is an absolute smash!
Trick or treat!
The 7.5-foot animated Trickster trio, only at the Home Depot.
Here be another scallywag to join me crew. Step in line and hop to, or I'll cut ye down and swab the deck with your entrails.
Yo-ho and a bucket of blood. All aboard the ship of the 7-foot animated Captain Cuts. Brandishing a crooked silver hook, and the long, sharp cutlass for which he's named. This seafaring swashbuckler has quite an edge. Like any buccaneer worth his weight in gold, he's befriended by a beautiful bird perched on his shoulder. His twisted gray beard is as long as a day on the stormy seas. And his weathered blue overcoat is splattered with the consequences of raids gone right and wrong. Awaken this Davy Jones and watch as his heavy-lidded, rum-soaked eyes move. He blinks lazily, looking from side to side as he tilts about, finding his sea legs and threatening to turn any scurvy dog that dares cross him into shark bait.
If ye ain't a partial to honest pillaging, ye pomp scoundrel, then ye can walk the plank.
Dead men tell no tales, so shape up before you ship out.
Don't be jumping ship now, landlubber. We be setting sail for distant ports unknown.
The 7-foot animated Captain Cuts. Only at the Home Depot.
Come further, only if you dare. For when trees have swallowed the sun, your eyes can hardly believe what horrors they see. Standing many times the size of your average trick-or-treater, the massive 12.5-foot Inferno Deadwood skeleton has torn itself from its roots. And it's ready to tear into you. Rich with realistic sculptural detail, its knotty, posable arms twist and twine outward, reaching for something more than candy. Its jagged mouth and hollow chest ooze with bright color-changing LED light. Draw its attention, and two blinking, motion-activated eyes fix directly on you. He's rooted to the ground by a wide, sturdy base, ensuring he's dead and alive all season long. But do not expect an olive branch. This terrifying timber will snap you like a twig. The 12.5-foot Inferno Deadwood skeleton. Only at the Home Depot.
Birds have turned my bones into sticks. That's what I get for testing spells on myself.
A sad tale, to be sure. The 6-foot animated Marionette Witch once had the world on a string. Now she plays puppet to an age-old curse. Stuck hanging from her sturdy wooden support structure, this woeful witch is desperate to cut loose. Trigger her motion sensor and she springs to life, begging and pleading, writhing on her fixed frame, as her pallid face and eyes fill with LED light.
Say, you look like you know some magic. Want to help a little old lady like me out?
Wavy silver strands frame her weathered face, while a tattered red sweater over battered black dress pair perfectly with her sinister striped socks and classic big buckled clogs. But be warned, this wicked witch has a few tricks up her strings.
Just say this little old incantation and we'll be switching bodies in no time.
The 6-foot animated Marionette Witch. Only at the Home Depot.
Come closer, weary traveler.
Lost are we? Saddle up with Ireland's own nogginless nightmare. The 8.5-foot Knight Dullahan. In the crow-black night, his red LED eyes smolder like two hot coals. His menacing mouth and exposed chest radiate with rage. Rearing in excitement, this massive mare has glowing red eyes that give a ghoulish glow. Be the unfortunate one who captures their attention, and the two come alive. The horse's head moves up and down as its rider's arm swings wide. Head in hand, the horseman's jaw begins to move as he delivers one of 6 thrilling threats.
I'll give you a running start. I do enjoy the chase and earning my trophies. wings. Time's up. Here I come.
If you're looking for a Halloween ride or die, you found it. The 8.5-foot Knight Dullahan. Only at the Home Depot.